In this section, we talk about a specific type of two-variable relationship called functions. Suppose this circle here represents the world or all possible two-variable function relationships. A subset of those would be something called functions. We want to give you a definition here in just a minute, but let's remind you that when there is a relationship between two variables, there's four ways we can describe the relationship. Number one is numerically, that is either through a table of values or a set of ordered pairs. Graphically is where you have an input and output axis or a coordinate system, and you graph these guys from here and show graphically this relationship. And then thirdly, verbally, that is a complete sentence that describes how to calculate output values given an input value. And then lastly, probably the most popular here is what we call the symbolic description, or an equation or a formula that shows a complete relationship between two variables. So we're going to apply all of this. We've been doing it to all of the two variable relationships. Now we're going to apply this to the subset called functions. Let me give you a definition of what a function is. So let's look at it here. A function is a rule relating an input variable and an output variable in a way that assigns to each input value one and only one output value. So I want to put that in your brain here. To each input value, one and only one output value. Excuse me. So let's take a look at how we would apply this definition given this relationship description. This is what we call a numerical description between the distance traveled and the time of travel in hours. So question, does this table represent a function? And we're going to look at another one down below. But let's explain using the definition of a function. So this guy. So the best way to do this is to go systematically through each of these input values and ask yourself or ourselves how many output values are assigned to each one. So let's look at one. How many output values are assigned to that guy? Well, this table only says that one is assigned 80 and nothing else. On the table, nowhere else is one assigned to something other than 80. Next, this input value, how many values is it assigned? Well, according to our table, it's 90. Nowhere else on this table is 2 assigned something to other than 90. Here, 3. How many values is 3 assigned to? Well, the table says it's assigned to 90 and nothing else. It doesn't matter if another input value is assigned to that same one. The idea is that this one input value is assigned to one and only one output value, and it's 90. Same thing with 4 and 5. These two input values are assigned to one and only one, 100 and 150 respectively. And so this actually fits the definition here of a function. Each input value is assigned to one and only one output value. So we'll say something like this. We want you to be able to explain using the words of the definition, and so you should write something like this. Yes, it is a function since each input value is assigned one and only one output value, and that's the best way to write it.